I'm Heidi, and I got a handful of emails requesting that I do a video on the other side of the brain chart. So let's do a quick review. We know that with trauma in the brain and how it's processed, that we don't really have a choice when we perceive danger and our brain takes over to save our lives. Well, that's great if you're swimming in the ocean from a shark. I was just at the beach. Or in the woods running from a bear. You don't want to have to stop to think, should I run left or right? Should I swim this way or that way? No, you want your brain to take over and save your life. So what happens when there is a threat that says you're in danger, but you're really not? It's a perceived threat. Same thing happens. We go through the fight, flight, brain's trying to save our lives, yet we may not necessarily need our lives saved. So what do? We start to understand this so that we can calm ourselves down. We start to know the difference between a real threat and a perceived threat. I talk to my clients about this all the time. I let them know, is this dangerous right now? Was that dangerous then? Is it something you're just perceiving as dangerous? And what does that feel like in the body? Where do you feel it in your body? So we have here the gut that feels what's going on, and it influences neurotransmitters in the brain. Stress, anxiety, mood, and behavior are influenced. Then the brain makes a decision about this. Well, am I worthless? Am I bad? Am I unimportant? Sending another message down to the gut. And then we get this negative cycle of negative thoughts and feelings. And I think that just builds up a lot of stress right here, just that negative cycle of stress going on. So this is what I say how I explain it to my clients. So what happens though? This chronic exposure to the stress hormone is bad for us. Over years, it takes a toll on our organs and it weakens our immune system. Our brain cannot operate to get the nutrients from the nervous system and the gut and to all the different parts of our bodies. So we have compromised immune system that's not working properly just from stress. So understanding this is important. We can look at bring the ACE study into the picture and let them know about how the adversities of childhood can cause the adult disease, depression, anxiety, fibromyalgia, and all of the long list of chronic illness that goes on. So understanding this is helpful when you can talk to your clients about spankings, for example. Were you spanked as a child? Were you hit with a belt? Well, that automatically puts you into fight flight. You're a little kid. You've got this big dangerous situation from people who are supposed to be taking care of you. Woo, what a conflicting message that is to begin with. But what happens? A child's little. Can they fight their parents? Can they run from their parents? They may be able to. Can they come back and be safe? I don't know. So what is the usual response from a child who's being spanked or hit with a belt? It's to numb. It's to freeze. And that is really harmful to that child because now they've learned how to handle stressful situations by numbing, by dissociating. So then they learn this, and what happens? Chronic exposure to the stress hormone. And this chronic exposure to both the gut and the brain is going to compromise the immune system. So let's be healthy and understand how our brain works, how we can make up our mind to decide to respond versus react, and process some of that earlier childhood trauma so it no longer has a stranglehold on our life today. Hope that helps. That's it for me.